It's your favorite Andrena. Coming to get that 1, 2, 3 because I can, I will, and I am purpose too. Welcome to Thrive with Andrena, where we empower, motivate, and transform you to your next level of living, owning your greatness. And that simply means that you're the most amazing person in your world. I have one of my favorite colleagues. I know y'all say, Andrena, you say that about everybody, but I do. I have the most dope, amazing colleagues that I get to laugh with, connect with, and collaborate with. But this one right here, she had me crying. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to share this with y'all. But before I start, y'all know how I always do my podcast. I always ask y'all to every single day to ask yourself, what am I grateful for? For me, it is always love, life, and laughter. Because we can complain, but complaining don't get us nowhere. But gratitude would take you so much further. So what are you grateful for?
I am so grateful for all the opportunities I get to experience in this lifetime.
Ooh, all of them.
All of them.
Good, the bad, the ugly,
all
the
of them.
indifferent.
You know what? Labeling good and bad is a human thing. They're all just what they are.
Really?
Yeah, it really comes down to how we interpret it.
You see what I'm talking about, y'all? She already trying to start. She already tried to start. But this woman had me to cry at her table. But before I get into that about my story, I want her to introduce herself and tell you how just fabulous that she is.
Oh my gosh, where do I start? How do you introduce yourself?
You have to.
Okay. Well, my name is Lori Saitz. My company is called Zen Rabbit. And I am all about connecting people, hosting things and connecting people. That sounds kind of vague, right?
Tell them what you do.
It's all about hosting these gratitude dinners that I know we'll get more into and hosting podcasts. And so I do that. I have my own podcast. I host podcasts, internal podcasts for mid-sized companies so that people can, within an organization, can connect on a more human level.
And you also do leadership, right? Leadership is your thing, right? Your jam.
Culture and communications is really my jam. Yeah, I kind of live at that intersection.
Break that down.
Corporate culture and corporate communications. That's why these internal podcasts are they're like back in the day we used to have printed company newsletters, but nobody reads anymore. So now we have these audio. Everybody's used to listening to podcasts. So we're communicating that information within a company to maintain or amplify corporate culture and improve communications within the different levels of the organization. That's where I pretty much live.
Really?
And I do workshops, but that's still around culture and communication.
But it's all but communication, that connection, that is very much you.
Building community.
Yes, building community. And you have this most amazing community. What I mean by that is that once a month or once a quarter, you do the gratitude dinner. So I was invited to her gratitude dinner. And so I'm thinking that we're just going to come in, be corporate. But she tells you at the door, drop your titles. You are just you when you come in there. And you meet these strangers. So I met 14 strangers. I come. And one of the things that she told us is that we couldn't serve ourselves.
You cannot pour your own drink.
You cannot pour your own drink. So we all are so used to it. And if you pour your own drink, she looks at you and say, "Are you pouring your drink?" So tell me that. What's the significance behind that?
It's really about helping people learn how to receive. We, as high achievers, are typically really all about giving. And just like an ocean needs to go out and come in, or when you're breathing, you need to breathe in and out. It's not just a one-way thing. And so it's a great lesson in collaboration and in learning how to receive. This is why I invite people to the dinners at my home. There's not a charge to attend. You are not allowed to bring anything unless you're bringing a bottle of wine if you want to drink wine. It's not a potluck. It's about learning how to receive graciously.
Yes. And listen, that was a sacred place for me, even though it was 14 strangers and I came and I couldn't serve myself. I couldn't pour my own drink. I want you to know I felt valued and I felt seen. that I didn't have to carry my titles. All I had to do was just be Andrena. And so she asked us, so as we're sitting down and we're eating, she asked us this one particular question that everybody had to answer. What was that question? You remember?
Of course I remember.
Yes.
I will paraphrase it. It was, if there is one person in your life that you don't give enough credit or share enough gratitude with, and you'd like to give more gratitude or share more appreciation with that person, who would that be?
Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh. And as soon as she asked us that, we're all at the table and everybody's thinking. And then the first lady answered and she gets teary-eyed. And then when it gets to me, I just literally broke down, because we do get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of life or business that sometimes we overlook those that are in our cheering corner all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we need to learn how to pause for the cause and to just let people know we really truly appreciate it. And I said, my brother, because we're very close. Me and my brother are very close. And he stood with me when I lost my late husband.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say he stood with me, he literally stood in that gap for me. And that was one of the most vulnerable places I've ever been, that I was not going to be the strong person. And my brother was truly there to just consult me. But we all, when you ask that question, everybody, even one said about their ex-wife, mothers, siblings, and you said your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
Tell the story about your
My
uncle.
crazy uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's only 17 years older than me. So he's always been, I don't know, it's kind of like a combination of uncle and maybe older brother. But
Right.
yeah, he's just, he's one of the only living family members I still have. And he's just always, he's crazy. He's like, yeah, he's just that crazy uncle. But
He's
the story I told a little bit, one of the stories I told about him was when I went off to college, and he had offered or suggested that if I ever gotten in trouble, that, and I didn't want to call my parents, I could always rely on calling him. He would help me out and keep it quiet.
What do you say? Keep it quiet, uncle. Keep it quiet. So what made you start these gratitude dinners?
One of my past podcast guests is named Chris Shembra, and he wrote a book called Gratitude and Pasta. And in that book, he outlines how he started hosting these gratitude dinners as a way to build connection and community, because he was feeling disconnected and lonely while living in the city of New York. And so he kind of lays out a foundation for that. And as soon as I read the book, I was like, I want to do these, because my first business, when I started my very first business as an entrepreneur in 2003, I was making and marketing a product called Gratitude Cookies.
Yes.
And so I've been talking about gratitude for 20 plus years. So when this idea crossed my mind or my awareness, I was like, yes, this fits so well in what I am all about. And it took me a little while to get the right first group of people, and then it just started snowballing. Now these dinners are, like I said, I don't charge for them, but they're selling out.
They're selling out
6 weeks ahead of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because even though you made me cry, and I told Lori, I said, I'm gonna get you. She's like, I'm scared now. I said, I'm not coming back. But I was like trying to sign up for the next one and couldn't get in, because she was like, Andrena, it's already,
It's
taken.
already full.
Because it is such a safe place. And as leaders, we definitely need a place where we can take our titles, our hats off, and to just be. And I really enjoy it. And I tell everybody, if you haven't been to one of Lori's gratitude dinners, make sure you go there. And everybody didn't, even though we didn't know each other, we didn't feel like strangers at all at the table.
It happens every time. Every single time is a different group of people. So it's different, but every single time is magic. That's really the only word that accurately describes what's happening in that room.
Absolutely. And why is gratitude so important to you?
Wow. I don't really know that there's a specific incident or thing that happened in my life that pointed me toward gratitude. But after my mom passed away in 2014, her last words, the last words that she spoke, were to the hospice nurse. And she said, thank you. And after she passed, I started thinking about what a role model, like maybe I don't consciously remember her saying, like, she always used to make us write thank you notes at the holidays or after
Mhm.
birthdays, for any gifts and stuff we got.
Mhm.
But other than that, she must have just been modeling it, and I was not really consciously paying attention, but we take in all of these things.
Right.
And so I think that's probably where I got it. And then when my dad passed a year and a half ago,
Uh-huh.
it was the same thing.
Yeah.
The same words, his last words.
Thank you.
See, are you happy now? You made me
See,
cry.
see, I got a little tear from her. Oh, but that's so
But I'm not,
beautiful.
I don't, yeah.
That's beautiful, Lord.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
But gratitude has always been important because
yes.
I know I know how it makes people feel.
Mm-hmm.
It makes people feel valued, and as you mentioned earlier, seen
Mm-hmm.
and heard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we as humans, as individuals, that's really all we want.
Really.
Somebody just to see
see me, and value me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And we do need to incorporate that so much more in our lives, because sometimes I feel like whether it's in life and business, we take things for granted as well as people for granted.
Yeah.
And we just have sometimes a sense of entitlement that we forget to be thankful for the opportunities, no matter how big or small, or who that person is in our life, And people need to really pause and just be in gratitude for real.
Absolutely. And from an energetic perspective,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude is the highest energetic level you can achieve.
Really?
Yeah. If
I
you
thought
look
it
at
was love.
I know, I thought that too. And then somebody
Yeah.
told me it was gratitude. So I don't know. We'll have to, I keep looking it up and then I see gratitude or it's love. But either way, I look at them as being really the same.
Yes.
If you are living life in gratitude, you are living life in love.
Mm-hmm.
In love and grateful for everything that's around you. That's why when you said good or bad, everything is, we label it good or bad, but it could be either.
Yes, it could be either. It could be either.
It's just depending on which side of the coin you're on.
Yeah.
Something that seems bad in the moment, later down the road, you go, oh, I see why that happened. That wasn't really bad. That was good because it lined up this other thing that happened.
Yes, yes. Makes a lot of sense. But gratitude, I definitely do that every single day before I start my day. And if I don't, I feel irritated and agitated. And I just, in those quiet moments, you just do want to just be like, I'm just grateful for another day journey.
Yeah.
Because some people didn't get to see another day.
Right.
And we're here. We're still here.
Yeah. And every day is a new opportunity to find new adventures, or if you didn't like what happened yesterday, to have a do-over.
And what you call it, a do-over? So listen, my audience gave us a couple of questions that I want to ask you. Why is it important for leaders to show vulnerability and it's not considered weak?
Yeah. A lot of times leaders are very reluctant to be vulnerable because they're afraid it's going to make them look weak. But research has shown that employees and team members are more willing and more trusting. This is when the trust and vulnerability go hand in hand. They're more trusting and more willing to follow a leader who is vulnerable. So they do not see it as being weak. And so leaders need to recognize that being vulnerable is a sign of leadership, of true leadership, of being, and I'm not saying you're an emotional wreck and you're sharing everything, but being vulnerable to some level shows people that you're trustworthy.
I call it being relatable.
Yes.
Being relatable. You don't want to be a leader that always seems like you have everything together, like you're this perfect Patty, when in reality, we know everybody is imperfect.
Yeah.
But most leaders won't show their team or anybody that vulnerability because they do think that it's a weakness, when in reality, it's showing relatability. It's showing transparency.
Yeah. And they're actually putting more stress on themselves when they do that, because then they're putting on this facade and carrying and wearing that mask all the time. That's heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. Listen, I'm going to be one of those relatable. I'm a straight shooter. This is what you get. I know how to lead, but I also know how to be a good follower too. And sometimes you don't want to be a leader because it carries so much weight,
Yeah.
It carries so much weight. Then the other one that they want to know, because you said this one, plenty of high performers struggle. What are the signs leaders are missing and what should they do about it?
What the signs that leaders are missing in
Mhm.
their people?
Yes.
Miss deadlines,
Mm.
confusion about goals and mission, people who are calling out sick a
Mhm.
lot
Mhm.
or feeling taking a lot of breaks.
Mhm.
People, so signs that their people are breaking down. Lack of creativity.
Mhm.
Well, I'll just do it this way because I've always done it this way, and I'm just gonna keep they don't want to have to think. And I don't want to get into a whole conversation about AI, but that has taken away a lot of a need to think.
Yes.
But it's also human connection is the only the differentiating factor that AI can't
Mhm.
what's the word I'm looking for? Replicate. That's it.
Replicate. Uh-huh.
Yes.
You think that gratitude has been taken out of leadership?
Some leaders don't
Mhm.
use it. The
Mhm.
good ones do. The
Yeah.
good ones have always and do understand the importance of gratitude and specific gratitude, not just like, hey, Dr. Andrena, thanks for
Mhm.
coming in today. That was,
Mhm.
but be specific. Like, I really appreciate how you um, came up with those new ideas to implement for this client proposal.
Mhm.
Being specific, that
Mhm.
kind of gratitude. Like, whoever says, no more gratitude for me, thanks, I've had enough today. No one says that.
Nobody, because everybody is looking to be
And
acknowledged, to be
validated.
valued and
Mm-hmm.
seen, and just see my contribution to whatever I'm bringing to you,
Yeah.
whatever experience I'm bringing to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much research behind how gratitude works in a business setting.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the exact a study. It was, I think, done by the University of Pennsylvania that showed that employees were willing to work, I don't remember it, 50% harder for leaders who expressed gratitude.
Mm-hmm. Why you think leaders don't express gratitude?
Again, they don't want to appear weak. They don't want it to be, well, I don't want my people to get used to being complimented kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they think they're doing a good job, maybe they won't keep trying, which is the total opposite. When people feel like they are part of something bigger,
Mm-hmm.
when they buy into the mission, they will run through walls for leaders.
Yeah. I remember working in corporate America and we had a supervisor and she had that mentality. Like, she would be like, why do I have to tell y'all thank you? You have a job.
You get a paycheck.
Yep, you get a paycheck, you get your PTO. So why do we have to tell you thank you? And that was so disheartening to us as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, when she said that to us, we was the number one team. But when she did that to us, our morale went down, completely down. And she understood that, okay, then you don't appreciate us, then we're gonna show you.
That is the complete
Yeah.
opposite of what you want.
Yeah, it is. But it's very disheartening and it makes a person feel like they're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she made us feel in that moment.
Right. No matter what you did,
Mhm.
it wasn't going to be good enough. So now you are, as a team, thinking, well, then why should I even bother? Like, I'm just going to give you the bare minimum.
I'm definitely that team member. I'm definitely that team member.
Yeah.
Tell us, what roles do gratitude play in leadership?
Well, it plays that role of making a leader look good.
Yes.
And making their team look good.
Mm-hmm.
It's, when you as a leader are implementing gratitude, using gratitude, saying gratitude, sharing gratitude with your team,
Mm-hmm.
you look like a hero, which is what you want anyway, right?
Right.
But you're building up the morale of your team. So your team lifts you up and makes you look even better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody wins. There's no loss.
Everybody wins in gratitude.
This is what we ultimately want in the world, is that everybody's winning. I don't want to live in a world where there are winners and losers.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we have typically been taught. There has to be one or the other.
Right.
You could have everybody winning.
Mm-hmm.
You really could.
Right.
That's the ultimate best scenario.
Well, you better teach us, or you better teach us where everybody, because that is the standard. Somebody gonna win and somebody gonna lose. But you saying everybody
That's
can win.
old school thinking.
All right.
And in the new millennium that we're in, with the generations that we have coming up behind us,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thinking doesn't work.
I think I like that. That
And
new thinking.
let's just go a step further.
Mm-hmm.
If businesses are in business, they exist to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And sharing gratitude, showing appreciation for your team improves innovation and creativity and productivity and profitability,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that a business exists for.
Mm-hmm.
If gratitude supports all of those goals, why wouldn't you use it when your ultimate goal is to make money and those support the ability to make money? This is where I get like, why wouldn't you?
See, listen, leadership, y'all better get it together because Lori is throwing out some analogies y'all need to look at.
It people think gratitude is like this woo-woo, nice to have.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But it is bottom line supporting.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
I get a little excited about this
Yeah.
topic.
You're supposed to, because gratitude make you feel good.
Yes.
Whether it's in life or in leadership.
100%.
Yeah, gratitude make you feel light and make you feel peaceful and just so thankful. I think make it feel like you like in the 60s and 70s, you know what I'm saying? The hippie age.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. What's a fun fact about you?
Fun fact about me.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Well, before I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, I lived nomad life for a year.
Oh yeah, you did tell us that.
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was amazing. This is one of the opportunities I'm so grateful to have had in my life, one of the adventures. So I left Northern Virginia, DC metro area. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I just knew I didn't want to stay there. And so I took a year to house sit, cat sit, and visit all different places around mostly the southeast part of the US and figure out where I wanted to live. And
Now that takes a lot of guts.
that's what people said. They're like, you're so courageous.
Yes.
I sold most of my stuff. I put whatever didn't fit in my 2-door coupe car. It's not a minivan. Whatever didn't fit in there went into a 5x10 storage unit and it wasn't even full. And yeah, and I just took off and did that. And people are like, when are you going to be done with this journey? And I'm like, when I'm done, I'm done. I
Right.
don't know. It doesn't have an end date until it did.
Until it did.
And I found the place where I just feel so connected and part of community. And I know I intentionally built that, but this is where I felt the most at home to be able to do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is truly a fun fact, and that is an adventure out of this world. Love it. If you had one word to tell a woman to encourage her, the woman standing next to you, what would that one word be and why?
It needs to be 2 words. It could be 1 word.
One word.
Quiet.
Quiet. Why?
Well, the 2 words would be get quiet.
Uh-huh.
Because when you get quiet enough to hear your heart, it will tell you what to do. We're so often in indecision and turmoil and chaos and what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. When you get quiet enough, whether you're meditating, praying, gardening, running, whatever it is that helps you tap into your heart and be able to hear it, you have to get quiet to do it. You have to turn off all the distractions.
Yes.
And listen to what is your heart telling you, because that will never steer you wrong. Most people, though, don't tap into it.
Because it's too quiet.
Because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That quiet is uncomfortable. But
It
that
is.
quiet is where all of your answers are.
Absolute. Every single one of your answer. So I want you to, before we end, I want you to give us something that we can take away about gratitude, that we can hold near us.
Oh, can I give you an exercise to do?
You can.
Okay. I love this exercise. It's called the But I'm Grateful For exercise. And so, Dr. Andrena, what is something that maybe annoyed you? Like, what was a complaint you had maybe in the past week, or what was something that came up that you were like,
My team.
Your team annoyed you?
Yes, they did.
Okay. So,
but I love my team.
Okay, all right.
We was on a huge project, and
Okay.
everybody seemed like they was everywhere. And it's like, y'all will it back in.
Okay, so the complaint is everybody seemed like they were everywhere. The project wasn't getting done the way I would have liked it to.
Right.
But I'm grateful
For my team.
Okay, but You could say that.
Uh-huh.
Or it could even be, but I'm grateful the sun is shining today. It doesn't even have to be related to the thing. We're just refocusing your attention to the grateful part. And the reason we use the word but is a lot of times you're told not to use that word.
Right.
Because it negates the first part of the sentence. And that is our intention right now. We're negating the complaint part of it and focusing on the gratitude part. So it could be, you know, I hate this traffic. I hate having to sit in traffic, but I'm grateful I had a nice cup of coffee this morning. Whatever it is, and the more you practice this, use this exercise, the more naturally grateful you become, because you will now automatically go to the gratitude part of things. And you'll still see, you're not blind, and you're still human. You'll still see and feel the things that feel uncomfortable or criticize, complain. We do it. And you will more quickly go straight to the gratitude.
I said my team because even though they annoyed me last week, I'm grateful for my team because they allow me to still navigate in my purpose. So even though they annoyed me, I have an amazing team that can pick up and do whatever I need them to do.
It's refocusing.
I just refocus on more I have more positive with them than I do negative with them.
Even in the situations where you feel like it's more negative, like maybe it's traffic, or maybe it's, you know, something else that's annoying in your life. It's something you're tolerating, which actually is a whole other topic of, it makes you aware of what you're tolerating and maybe should
stop tolerating.
Exactly. But that's a whole other conversation.
Well, listen, I do appreciate you showing up. Thank you for allowing me to be seen and to value me. I am so grateful. And if y'all have not went to one of Lori's gratitude dinners, I suggest that you go. Even if you go by yourself and think that, I'm going to go meet some strangers. I promise you, when we left there, we was not strangers. Even when we entered in, we didn't even feel like strangers, but experience it. So listen, this is your favorite Dr. Andrena. I am grateful for each and every one of you all being here. And if you don't remember nothing else from me, remember this: your purpose is greater than your struggle. Your struggle is your stepping stone to get you into your greatness. And that simply means nothing that you've been through in life was in vain. It was to help you become the best version of you. And until next time, stay amazing. And just like that, we wrapped up another episode. If this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe, share, and follow me on all social media. You'll be glad you did. You can lock arms with me on my website, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Keep Moving, MOVIN, with Andrena, and on LinkedIn at Dr. Andrena Phillips. This is your favorite Andrena, giving you that 1, 2, 3, because I can, I will, and I am purpose to. And in the meantime, stay amazing.